For the first Halloween snack we're going to be making today, we're actually going to need some place to melt your chocolate. I just have a fondue maker. Also, you'll need coconut oil and strawberries. I just bought this pack from Sam's Club. Then you're also going to need chocolate. So I bought these chocolate wafers. They're specifically for melting, so I would recommend buying these two. These are about like $9 per bag. Then I also have this tray so we can put our strawberries on afterwards. I also bought mini baking cups, and you'll see where we use them later, and then also a fork. So the first step is to lay out your mini baking cups. These are little cauldron ones. There's a cauldron on the bottom of them too, which I'll show you later. This is just good, so when we finish dipping our strawberries, we're just going to place one in each little cup, and it's easy cleanup. So what we'll be using is a coconut oil. We want to put about 1 tablespoon into each little melting thingy for our chocolate. If you were doing this on the stove, then you would still use 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I just did that first just because. So I'm going to add about 2 ladles of these chocolates in there, but I waited until they melted a little bit. And then, just like magic, your chocolates will melt. So now I'm just cleaning the strawberries just to make sure they're all nice and good. Now what we want to do is remove the stems. You could leave them on, but for mine, I just preferred not to have them because when you're eating them, sometimes you can bite the stem and it just won't taste good. Since I removed the stems, I'm just going to use this little chocolate dipping stick thingy, and I'm just going to dip my strawberries in them and then place them in their own personal little cup. And you're just going to repeat these steps with all your strawberries. It's really easy. That's basically all you have to do. And then over time, once you keep placing them in there, it's just going to look more full and just better. I dipped about like 30 strawberries, but since I did a variation of like white and then chocolate ones, it all came out looking like pretty smooth. Ta-da! Now we have all our strawberries covered in chocolate, and now all we're going to do is we're going to take that same little stick we had earlier and we're going to dip it in chocolate, and we're going to just make some little faces on our chocolate covered strawberries. So I made my white ones look like little ghosts, and it really didn't matter if I messed up or not because, doesn't really matter. One had like a droopy eye right over there. I don't know if you can see it. And I left the red on just because it looks like blood, kind of like maybe they're missing part of their heads or something like that. And then I just did the same for the like milk chocolate ones, or I think it was actually dark chocolate, the bag that I bought. Anyways, I did the same for that one. You could have done batch or something, like made like chocolate wings or stuff like that, but you see, I wasn't that smart and I didn't do it for this video. But if you guys ever want to see that, maybe next Halloween I can show you it. It just would have taken up a lot of work, and this is a last minute Halloween party video, so you know. Now this is an extra step, but you could add some pupils to yours. I just did like one huge pupil, one small one, and then I also did like mouths for some of them. I don't know. It was a creative moment, okay? And then this is the final outlook of it. Some of my dark chocolate ones look like little monsters because I messed up and I was just like, okay, I'm just not gonna redo them. For our second snack, we're going to need some apples, the same chocolate you used earlier, except we're only going to need white. We're going to use some grenadine syrup, and then I also have these little sticks that we're going to use to skewer the apples in. So the first step is you want to remove the stem of the apple, and then also you want to peel them. This is optional. If you like the skin, then keep it on, but I just decided to peel mine because for reasons, personal reasons, I just don't like the skin on them. Next, all you have to do is slice them, and it's better not to slice it like in half and then keep going. You should just keep it the whole apple and just slice through. We can still use the middle, by the way, like even though it has the seeds. I'll show you in a little bit. Of course, the person won't be eating the seeds or anything. It's just that you don't have to cut it off because then we can't skewer the whole apple. Skewer them, all you have to do is put the stick inside the middle and you're all done. And then you can also do whole apples if you choose to. Now, all you have to do is cover your apple slices with chocolate. I just poured some on top of a slice and then just started moving it around so that way, like, the chocolate would go around it evenly. I didn't dip the whole thing just because I wanted, like, half of it to have chocolate, half of it not to. But I wanted the top half to have chocolate or else it wouldn't have, like, hardened the correct way. It will with like big apples, like whole apples, but since I do slices and then a whole apple, I just did that. And now I'm just moving the chocolate across with a stick, one of the sticks I showed you earlier. And yeah. And then I just dip my whole apple, and I prefer doing whole apples. Just make sure they're little ones. That way it's kind of like a single size. I know um, I personally can't eat like a really big apple in like one sitting, so I would just buy little ones and dip them, and then it's even like cuter because then they're just little tiny apples. So yeah, so there's the final result. It wasn't like as, I don't know how to say, as smooth as I would have wanted it to be, but that's because like I had peeled the skin off just because I don't like the skin. Here's the apple. And now this was my favorite step because I like the way it like ends up looking, but all you're gonna do is you're gonna take the grenadine and you're just gonna pour it on top. To make sure you have like precise lines, I would just put a little bit of the grenadine syrup inside the cap, and then just like drop little drops of it down, and then that way it'll make the streaks. And I just loved how this turned out. Like it was good too. Like it tasted really good. But just wait for the chocolate to cool down a little bit. That way it won't melt under pressure, like under the grenadine syrup's pressure when you drop it on top. And yeah, this was the final result. I really loved how it turned out. I don't even know like what to name it, but I like how it looks like it's kind of like blood. And then when you like bite into it, like not only is it like that crispy apple, it also has like that grenadine taste, and oh my god, it's so good. For our third and final snack for a Halloween party, all we're going to be making is some brownie cupcakes. So what you're going to need is some Halloween Oreos. You're also going to need some baking cups, some brownie mix, eggs, oil, stuff like that. You're also going to need like a whisk and a bowl, and yeah, anything you need to make that mixture that you have. Since I had a box mix and I'm not making this from scratch, all I'm going to do is pour out my box mixture into a bowl. I'm also going to add whatever ingredients it's asking me to put in there. So it required 2 eggs, I think it was like a tablespoon of water or something, and then also like a half cup of oil. So that's what I'm just putting in there. And now all we want to do is that we want to whisk it and make sure everything gets all mixed up. That way we have our chocolatey perfection brownie mixture. What you want to do next is just to open your package of your Oreos. I got the Halloween ones just because they're super cute and festive. And then all you're going to do is put 1 Oreo inside the bottom of your baking pan. I would suggest just spraying your baking muffin pan, whatever, cupcake pan, and then just putting the Oreo inside of there, and then the batter, because that way the cups won't like change colors once you bake them. I know that sounds weird, but my cups did that and I was pretty upset. I wish they would have stayed beautiful as they were. And then all you're gonna do is put them to bake, and if you do decide not to put them in the cups, just bake them and transfer them later. And then here is the final result. Oh my god, what is that? What? Okay, anyways, the final result is some brownies, and I just put some vanilla ice cream on top because yum.